y'all, it's Gypsy and welcome to Wisteria Witches. Tonight I'm going to show you guys how to do a protection jar Gypsy style. I have three daughters. All three of them are away right now. Two of them actually are overseas in Switzerland. Their summers are always filled with lots of travel, lots of adventures. They have a total blast. Their father lives in Switzerland, and so that's why they get to go every year. And I love hearing their stories, and I kind of get excited for them and everything, but at the same time I feel a lot of anxiety about their being away from me, and they fly alone. And so, I mean, they have an attendant, but they fly essentially alone. That always makes me feel very anxious. Just thinking about it makes me anxious. So this year I decided, with the way that my practice is sort of developed, that I felt like this year I was ready to kind of do something and kind of flex my muscles. So situation called for some sort of something to make me feel better. So here you have my spell jar, and this is what I've put together. It's not real easy to see it right now. I'm going to show you, kind of everything that's in there piece by piece. But this is my spell jar that I have created. It is a jar of protection for my girls to keep them safe as they travel and, have their summer adventures. This is going to not only be filled with my own intentions as a mother for their safety, but also I am putting in tokens and items that will remind me of this moment and of these thoughts, and to stay positive and to maintain that intention and to maintain my focus on, manifesting good things for them on their trip and not allowing, negative what ifs to haunt my thoughts. So that is the intention behind the jar. That's kind of what motivated me to do this. And I wanted to show you guys what all I did, because it's, it's got a little touch of the South in there. There's some cactus, a couple things that I don't know if you can get cactus in Minnesota and stuff. I don't know. I've never been there. Been to Michigan. Don't remember any cactuses. There's some of that in here. I got some clover in here. Anyway, I'll go over it. I'll let you guys know what all is in here. So, anyway, let me show you my layout of how I did this. Alright, I know the screen is crooked, and I'm sorry, it's not exactly lined up, but my computer's, it's a little awkward the way that it's sitting to see this, so bear with me. Here are all of the ingredients set out that are going to be part of making this protection jar. The first thing that you're going to need is some kind of a container. For this, I have chosen this flat little ball canning jar. It's just one that I've had. So that's anything that you have that has like a large mouth lid, because you're going to be putting a lot of stuff in here. So I would say, you know what all you're going to put in here, so find something that suits that. This suits what I'm doing. You're also going to need, of course, salt. This, for me, this is a basic grounding, keeping it clear from the bottom up kind of a thought process that goes into this for me personally. I like to have this in the bottom. It makes me feel like it's grounded. This is actually, I'll be perfectly honest with you, this isn't from a witchy shop or anything. This is actually just coarse sea salt. I did, however, do the whole smudging thing first. So, that is something that I want to, say. However, whenever I do my smudging and I center with my Moki balls, that's kind of personal. So I'm not doing that on here. So I have this, and I was going to use it, and then I remembered that that Loverboy was home, and so I actually went ahead and used this to kind of cleanse the space. Like I said, I've already done that. That's kind of a personal process. So anyway, I'm using this in its place. I know the light is really bright, but it just says Sage Mist. It's by Ritual Scents. I get it at the local witchy shop that I go to. So we have our jar. We've cleared the space. Like I said, I sing a song. What I did is I sang a song that I sing to the girls that I always think of whenever they're gone. I sing it a lot to myself, and so for me that kind of builds that energy around all of these items that are going to be part of this jar, which is basically keeping my baby safe. So I'm putting all of my sort of maternal protective mother hen sort of energy into all of these different items. Also kind of sat still and quiet with my Moki balls for a little while and kind of centered myself also before I did the cleansing process. So those are two steps that I do before I get to all of this, and that's why now I'm going to go ahead and assemble it. These things have all sort of been charged. The selenite heart here in the middle is actually just to clear all of the items around it. These items have been sitting here for a while today, so all of this stuff that I've collected here, with the exception of the sage, the clover and the cactus, I did just pick those just a few minutes ago. But everything else has been kind of sitting here. I also have, before I get into all of this, I also have two candles. I like to use a brown candle. The color brown typically corresponds with protective energy. I also, this is just for me, personal kind of item, is a Hemingway candle. It's called Hemingway. It smells like a man. I love this candle. It's just, yeah, I just really like it. But for me, it kind of signifies that male energy, which to me signifies a protector, a guardian sort of thing, sort of energy. So I like to have that there also. I'll light that here in a minute as I start to put things together. I also have some personal items that kind of just represent my girls. This is a photograph of the three of them that I had in one of my drawers. This is a recent photo. So that's going to go in there, obviously a representation of them. I also have this piece of paper that I pulled off my altar. My youngest one just wrote it over and over, and she gave it to me. It's on the back too. This is their energy. This is actually just a totem item, if you will, of little girl mojo. So that's going in there. I also have these three, what do you call them? Desert rose. It's a type of selenite. I have three of these, one for each of them. I also have chrysoprase, which is a gemstone. I think I'm saying that right. I'm not sure. That actually that wards off negative energy. It's also been said to be good to have when traveling over the sea. My girls fly over the sea. I figure it's close enough. I'm going to go ahead and cover that base. So I have a little piece of one of these for each of them. Then I have malachite here, little malachite egg. And this actually is correlated with protection of children as well as protection of travelers. And my children are traveling, so this seemed to me extremely appropriate. This is aragonite. This is really more for enhancing the energy of the intention. I read up on the actual meaning of this, and it had the definition that I found talked about how this actually helps enhance the power of prayers and is used in charging magical charms or magical items. Again, it just seemed really appropriate. I was pulled to it, and I really didn't know a lot about it. I bought it because I thought it was really pretty, and when I was looking at my altar, I was like, I want one more gemstone. I need one more gemstone. And this one, I just was like, man, I think this might be it. And so I went and looked it up, and sure enough, that was the perfect stone. This is kind of a neat experience. I also have herbs that I'm going to include that are known to have protective power or protective energy with them, associated with them. I have clover here. I have 3 bay leaves. This was picked out of my front yard. These bay leaves, I have one large, medium, and small for my girls. Cinnamon is also said to have protective powers to ward off negative energy, so I have a cinnamon stick I'm going to include in there. And then I also have some dill. This has, it's a correspondent with protective energy. And then finally I have this little cactus pod. It had a flower on it just the other day, and I went out to collect the flower petals, and it had already fallen off. And so this is kind of, I guess, the first fruit of the year on our cactus. And cactus is said to have protective energy. We just went and saw the movie Epic, and this kind of reminded me of the pod in a way. We just went and saw that all together when my parents came to say goodbye to them, to see them one last time before they left for the summer. So this is kind of a cool thing that I really, I didn't expect would go in the jar, but it's turned out that's exactly the perfect thing that I wanted for it. Just be careful, folks, because these little thingy boppers here are covered little hairy stickers. That was an unfortunate discovery. Anyway, so there's that. So now I'm going to put it all together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up, and I'm going to move these items back because I've sort of already introduced you to them. So I'll have the jar here. I'm going to have my incense here. And I'll have the candles on either side. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the salt in. Next, I'm going to put the dill in. And I just like to have it even. Okay, so now I have kind of like 2 layers. See, it's salt in the bottom, green on the top, the dill. And next I'm going to put in the piece of paper. I'm going to put that kind of in the bottom, the back. And then, you know, I don't want to put the photo in yet. Let's put the clover in. Okay. And then I'm going to put that in last. I'm going to put the 3 bay leaves in. Kind of want to have like an earth, I don't know, on the bottom. And then my oh, that candle's hot. And then my 3 stones, my desert roses. Organize. The egg. Surprise. And there you have it. There is the jar. It's all put together. You can see them in there. It's got all of my ingredients. Now I'm just going to put the lid on it. I'm going to put this on top. And I'm going to probably hum my song one more time and focus my energy and call it right. Of course, lined up because I have to have it lined up. 1, 2, and then 3. You can see I have 3 things burning. I'm a fire sign, people. Gotta have my flame, my fire. This already is bringing me more peace. I just feel like I have done everything that I can do to make sure that they stay safe. I have put all of my thoughts of their safety, all of my feelings of anxiety, I'm letting go of them. Had a very relaxing evening. I've thought very positive thoughts. I have focused on how much fun they're having, and not on all of my crazy hypothetical situations. So there it is. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's my spell jar from down here in Texas. It's how we protect our babies when they're flying over the big pond. You guys have a great evening, and blessed be.